probably around 3:45, maybe 4:20, we reached agreement, and obviously at that point it becomes you got to go through the medical process, and we had some cash in the deal to get approved by Major League Baseball. So I actually feel like in the world of trade deadlines, that's a fair amount of time. So.
What are you getting in this young catcher?
He's a guy we liked in the draft a lot. We've kind of said all along, catching is a weakness in our system. We don't have enough of it. To get a guy that's a switch hitting catcher, controls the strike zone well, he's performed well. So like I said, we liked him in the draft. We liked our pro scouts like him, and it comes at a position that we know is a weakness in the organization. So then we're excited to get him.
Was it tough to trade Russell? He was a guy that maybe you weren't necessarily going to move.
Yeah, I mean it was, and certainly. But Bonifacio, while we love what he did for us this year, and I love him in the clubhouse, he's great, good energy. And he was a guy that being a free agent, and he's a perfect playoff run, end of the season player. He can run. It's kind of Dave Roberts, ideal at that kind of mold. With Russell and Wright, we had two relievers we controlled. They're left-handed, and in order to get a guy like Caratini, we felt like it was the right move. But certainly, going into today, it wasn't like Russell was a guy that we felt like we had to move at all. That's kind of how the deal came about.
So is that the value of Caratini kind of push this? Like you wouldn't have done it for just to help someone out.
No, yeah, exactly. Well, ultimately, I think where we are in our process, we wanted to get a player that, fit a position we needed, and really fit in our system, and a prospect we liked. And I think sometimes when you start talking about rentals, the other team isn't excited to give up a lot of value. So in order to get a player that we liked, obviously, we had to include Russell. But as to your question, it certainly wasn't a guy we came into today feeling like we had to move.
Jed, does this mean Bias could replace Bonifacio?
He's not.
No.
Do
you know what moves you're going to make?
We haven't. We sort of we're kind of whiteboarding that out. But given all the balls we had in the air as far as trades and stuff like that, it didn't seem like the prudent time to kind of go through the roster until that's over. We'll go back now and I'll eat lunch, and then we'll talk about exactly what we're going to do.
Does the addition of this player affect where Schwarber ends up in their business?
No. I mean, Schwarber, obviously he's catching less now that he's in Daytona, but that's more to rest him a little bit. We feel like it's been a long season. He started in January. We'll have him do a lot of catching stuff in instructional league, and so far all of his catching work with Tim Cousins has been excellent. And we're excited about where he is catching wise. So this doesn't affect him at all.